So this garden here, we sort of call this the market garden because it's all in big long rows, and we do try to manage this more on a sort of a bio-intensive approach, mostly sown crops, get rid of the weeds by weeding and mulching, trellising things, and when it's time to sort of pull all those things out, move on and change, we do that. And of course, this time of the year, there's that huge changeover of the season happening. And if we look along these rows, there are a few, there's a late winter crop of broad beans put in here. They're still coming on. There's earlier broad bean crops that we have down in the other garden areas. And they're planted here where these corn stalks from last year were left, because you know how broad beans go up and then just sort of fall over. Well, it's great. You don't really need a trellis, but just some strings around them is good like that. So we've left those 2 rows. We're still harvesting lots of coriander out of this row, so we haven't dug that over. This is really ready to dig over, but there's dill here and chickweed, some turnips that have gone to seed. So sometimes we will pull those weeds out, throw them in the chook pen, or put them in the compost. Sometimes we'll dig them into the garden bed, like has been done over here. And that's often done where we're going to plant something that is not fine seed and where there's a bit of time for it to decompose. So in this case, there's tomatoes going in there. And of course, those little tiny tomatoes that are in the greenhouse, it really won't be until end of October or start of November, really, before it's safer from frost. And then on top of that, what we've done is dig the paths which had decomposed chips that were put down 2 years ago that is now all turned into soil. So that's all been healed up and ready to plant. It does mean we're exposing the soil to sun at this time of the year. And this is the only time of the year that we really, where that starts to become a problem, because